It is a beautiful day here in Healdsburg, California. A little Saturday night baseball here in Healdsburg. The Healdsburg Prune Packers take on the visiting Concord Zephyrs coming up from the East Bay. Hugo Traverso alongside Jacob Janicelli. Tonight we've got a great game in for us tonight, Jacob. Packers are on a tear. 13 wins in a row. It has been more than great to watch this team.
They have been absolutely electric, firing on all cylinders, offense and defense. Before yesterday, they were only 2 games ahead of the Humboldt Crabs in the PEL, but the Crabs fell last night to the West Coast Kings. That picture begins to form. Playoffs will be in late July, early August.
Yeah, and that was a crazy game yesterday up in Humboldt. Humboldt lost to the West Coast Kings. They're currently playing a doubleheader today against them. But looking at things, we'll check on the Concord Zephyrs lineup. Batting leadoff, Isaac Fendel. He'll be followed by Miles Clayton. Jimmy McNiven bats third. The cleanup spot goes to Will Myers. Jonah Chang in the 5, and Tyson Reese in the 6. Running out the lineup, Gavin George, David Zavala, and Braden Wilson. Around the diamond for the Packers, the battery is made up of Michael Mechnow to the University of Oregon and Cade Ladahoff from Michigan. At first, J.C. Agar, San Jose State. Antonelli Savateri plays second. He is from Texas Tech. Max Martinez out of USC at shortstop. And, of course, the future draft pick, Logan Sutter at third from the University of South Carolina. Around the outfield, Jonathan Kim, University of Michigan. In center, Jay Souza, Texas Tech. And in right, Keegan O'Hearn, also University of Michigan. So Fendel will step in, and we will get set for first pitch here. Early start here in the Berg. First pitch is in there for a called ball. First pitch, 5:54 local time here. Fans still filing in. Another early start here in the Berg. Mechna, twist, turns, fires. And there's strike one.
Really excited today for Michael Mechna. He's got great stuff. Fastball coming in around half the time. Also has slider and curveball. Gets a lot of swings and misses on the curveball. Fastball coming in so far at 90.
Just flip it up. Just flip it up and then over.
He's been great so far this summer.
And so now the 1-2. We lost our camera, ladies and gentlemen. 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Struck him out, so Fendel is retired quickly, and he'll be followed by Miles Clayton out of Campo Lindo High School. He's got the C on his helmet. Hideki Prather, he's an alumnus of Campo Lindo.
Well, there was that slider and that strikeout pitch. Really well done. Lots of movement going away from the right-handed batter.
This one grounded softly. Savateri fields it, and he'll throw it on to first. Quickly, 2 down here in the Berg.
Got to feel good getting 2 quick outs. Get yourself off the field on this hot day.
One in there for a called strike.
First pitch slider.
Is Jimmy McNiven.
1-1 the count. Mechna hitting 92 on that fastball outside. Breaking ball gets the batter to jump out of the zone or out of the box as the pitch falls in the middle. Mechna ahead in the count now, 1-2. Really great slider there. Started the batter's head, falling in for a strike.
Mechna fires. That one swung on and missed. Goes back to the backstop. Ladahoff, soft throw on to first in time. And the Packers retire the side. 2 strikeouts courtesy of Michael Mechna. And we'll head to the home half of inning number 1. We'll be right back here at Art McCaffrey Field at Rec Park. And we're back. We'll look at the batting order for the Packers. Jay Souza leads off. He'll be followed by his fellow Red Raider, Antonelli Savateri. Logan Sutter starts the power alley. He'll be followed by Jacob French, who's DHing today. J.C. Agard follows suit, and then Jonathan Kim. Rounding out the lineup will be Cade Ladahoff, Max Martinez, and Keegan O'Hearn. Alessandro Martinez on the bump for the Zephyrs. Their defense goes Will Myers at first, Jimmy McNiven at second, Devin Zavala, shortstop, Isaac Fendel at third, Tyson Reese behind the plate. Left to right in the outfield, Miles Clayton, Braden Wilson, and Gavin George. Martinez just wrapped up his high school career at Las Lomas. He was pitched a complete game against Healdsburg High School. Not on this field, but at Las Lomas in an NCS playoff game this year. It was a big game for Las Lomas, sent them to the championship. Martinez, big righty, given the ball here to face off against a tough opponent with the Prune Packers. Anyone that stands out in the lineup tonight, Jacob?
Always excited to see Logan Sutter. Could be one of his last games for the Packers with the draft coming up this weekend. And also enjoy seeing J.C. Osario-Guard, who's hit home runs in his last several games, now at 10. A head and shoulders above the Pac league leader for home runs in the Pacific Empire League.
Yeah, he has been incredible. 6 home runs in his last 7 games. The 1 now from Martinez is outside. Martinez on the gun, about 88 miles an hour.
Two-seam fastball with good arm side run.
The 1-1. Breaking ball outside.
Souza, a good leadoff guy. Over 73 at-bats in the summer. Has put 54 in play. Struck out only 7 times. Drawn 10 walks and 2 hit by pitches. That is line up the middle for a base hit. Packers' first batter gets on base.
It's got to be big for Coach Joey Gomes. Souza gets on. Right up the middle. Great dribbler there. And now Savateri stepping in. He has been red hot in his past few games. We'll be seeing what he can do. Sutter on deck. Him and French both got the day off yesterday, so they're looking for big games. Sutter, of course, one of his last games here as a Packer, and Savateri sends this one to right. Back there, it'll get up, get up, over the wall. Home run, Antonelli Savateri. Savateri leaves the yard, and the Packers quickly up 2-0.
That home run hit 355 feet, 96 miles an hour off the bat.
It was just a line drive that never thought about falling. And now it'll be Logan Sutter, who will stand in. Right-handed hitter, headed to the University of South Carolina. Assumedly does not get drafted, and he grounds this one hard up the middle. Martinez off his ankle, and he is going to make the play, though. So now Sutter retired.
Jacob Friendship now, who's been absolutely terrorizing the league this summer. One of only 2 players to be in the top 5 in the league in all 3 major hitting categories: batting average, home runs, and RBIs.
Yeah, stellar year for French. He has just never cooled down. Martinez fires this one home. It's grounded foul. So one down here in the bottom of the first. Packers starting early, up 2-0. French waits the pitch. That one fouled off. Two-seam fastball low in the zone. That one actually a changeup. Correction there. So Martinez rocked early, trying to bounce back into things. The pitch in the dirt to Jacob French.
French is a guy with very few cold zones, hits the ball high, low, in, out to all parts of the field.
Here comes the pitch. It is outside to French, trying to get him to chase. 2-2. Funny enough, the Concord Zephyrs, one of their coaches, also coaches for the West Coast Kings. So not the only team in the BACL with a few West Coast Kings coaching. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him low in the zone. And now it is J.C. Agard.
That was a great pitch. Low and in. Painted the corner there. Gets a swing through from the great hitter, Jacob French.
Rosario Agard, as I mentioned, on a tear the last 7 days. He swings big through that one. Slider just droops out of the plate. The 0-1. That one skips in the dirt, 1-1. So now 1-1 count to Rosario Agard. Martinez bouncing back after giving up a leadoff single and then a home run. This one outside. Agard clubs this one foul off to the right. A lot of backspin on that pitch. It pretty much stopped the minute it hit the ground.
Packers do their work usually in the middle innings, but today doing their work early. These runs can happen at any time with the Packers lineup. So deep, 1 through 9.
Yeah, I mean, D1 prospect, D1, not even prospects, D1 players across the lineup, MLB prospects everywhere. Illustrious history. The 2-2 is fouled off.
Nearly clips teammate Cade Ladoff behind the dugout. He gets out of the way.
Yeah, it'll be Kim on deck and then Ladoff. The 2-2. Swung on and driven hard on the ground. Shortstop Zavala makes the play onto first, and the side is retired. So we'll step aside here. Packers get 2 on an Antonelli Savatore game-opening bomb. We'll be right back. Top of the second coming up. And we're back. Will Myers will lead things off. Lefty, not the guy who played for the Padres. It is Will Myers. Different Will Myers, plays for the Zephyrs. That one swung on and missed for strike one.
Mechna dealing so far. Strikeout, ground out, strikeout in the first inning.
Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now to Myers.
Back-to-back chase pitches low in the zone. Gets swings and misses on both.
Mechna looks in, shakes off, lad off, finally gets his sign. He fires. Breaking ball located at the top of the zone. Just misses a hair high.
Release point a little too early. Couldn't get in front of it, but easy to waste a pitch on 0-2.
1-2 on the way from Mechna. That one pretty straightforward, fouled off by Myers. And a wacky week of baseball in the Berg. Packers started the week up in Lincoln, came home with a W. One at home as Mechna delivers this one. A high chopper fielded on the bounce by a guard. He flips it onto Mechna at first. One down. But yeah, a wacky week of baseball in the Berg and just in general across the West Coast. Packers to game one at Lincoln, came home to game two here, and then went and won game three in Lincoln. Now coming home for a two-game homestand. Beat the Red Tails last night 15-4 and looking for a similar result tonight as the first pitch in there to Jonah Chang is a called strike located on the outside.
That is a tight slider falling in low and out in the zone.
0-1. I want to cross the letters, call the ball. Rare miss there. Mechna, one of the trio of Oregon pitchers on this roster. Blake Crawford, Tanner Bradley, the other two. This one runs inside for a ball. Two 2-1. Country night here in Healdsburg. A lot of country music. A lot of fans still chasing that country summer.
Wow. Good pitch.
Chasing that country summer feeling, and they're chasing balls in the dirt, I guess, for the Zephyrs. Jonah Chang tries to dig that one out.
We're in a great spot here behind the catcher. We see all this movement on these pitches, and that was a really great breaking ball. Goes high in the zone now. Ladehoff tries to frame. Count now 3-2.
Now full count coming to Jonah Chang. The pitch outside, and Chang walks.
Chase pitch there, but no offering from the hitter.
A great resilience shown by Chang there. I mean, he chased that earlier in the at-bat, and he recognizes it and waits. Watches that one go by. Tyson Reese now steps in. The pitch, that one is low. Nope, called a strike. A hair below.
Mechna fastball sitting high 80s, low 90s, top 92 so far.
Mechna fires inside to Reese. With it being country western night, I got to ask you, Jacob, do you have a favorite country song?
I do. Right now, it's Billy Currington. Oh, what's it called? Must Be Doing Something Right, Billy Currington.
It's a great song.
That's a fantastic song. Breaking ball falls in for a strike. That thing is spinning. 78 low in the zone. Count now 1-2. Are you a big country guy?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I definitely get into it. I'm a Midland fan. Got a lot of I like all sorts of country music. definitely have been indoctrinated to the old country music, as this one is grounded sharply. Antonelli Savateri with an absolute web gem onto first for the out. But yeah, no, I mean, country music is something that definitely runs in my family. Alan Jackson guy, Brooks and Dunn, you know.
You mentioned Midland.
Yeah.
Drinking Problem.
Great song.
That might be my favorite country song ever. Now that I think of it, that one is. That's a long time favorite for me.
Yeah, they came to Wyoming, where my family lives up there, and they were there. 3,000 seat venues. This one's popped up by the man at the plate, Gavin George. They came to the town out there, and there's a 3,000 seat venue. Tickets sold out in 3 minutes. I was working for the radio station, and sadly was not able to go.
Have you not been to a concert yet in your life before?
Oh no, I've been to a few. Been to a few Luke Bryant concerts. Legendary. Seen some legendary concerts at Cheyenne Frontier Days. That's a great, the granddaddy of them all in terms of rodeo, and great concert week, great festival in general. But yeah, I've seen a few. I know Ziggy Marley came to Healdsburg about a month ago. We were hearing that at the ballpark while it was going on. The 1-1 with 2 down. That one skips in the dirt, 2-1. The Oregon pitchers have been fantastic for the Pack this year, Jacob, haven't they?
They've been great. Mechna, Tanner Bradley has had a few starts and a few wins, just dominance. He pitched away at the Potters game as Mechna gets strike 2 in that swing and miss. So I wasn't at that game, but I think you were, right?
I was not. No,
you
I
were
was
not.
I
you
was
were following it.
I was following it.
That was a Tanner Bradley win, Mason Lerma
Save.
closing save.
Yeah, it felt good to be a Cardinal Newman Cardinal on that day. And Blake Crawford, the other Oregon pitcher outside of Mechna, he had a great outing as well.
Crawford's been really great this summer.
2-2 with 2 down. Mechna fires in the dirt, digging, can't get it. Strike 3, the throw down to first, got him.
Second drop, third strike to end an inning.
I mean, that's how nasty Mechna's been. The catcher can't even catch it. We'll be right back here. Packers lead it 2-0. And we're back. Jonathan Kim leads things off. And when he's been the leadoff man, he has been incredible. Had a leadoff home run back in Medford a couple weeks ago, and now looking to continue his great summer with the Pack. Today, I mean, you look at his spray chart, he can hit the ball anywhere, Jacob.
He can. I mean, mostly out in right center he likes to get hits to, but very, very versatile hitter and a great leadoff guy. 9 strikeouts in over 60 at-bats. 5 of your standard walks and 6 hit by pitches.
He has had, I mean, the entire team has had great plate discipline this year. I mean, Coach Gomes has definitely hammered that home with these hitters. The 1-1 is swung on and fouled off. Packers, first week, they were striking out a lot. They were, averaging 6-7 strikeouts a game. Cut that down to, 3-2 strikeouts the last few weeks. Got up to, I believe, 8 in Lincoln last week. But, now kind of fixing things around. This one's outside, 2-2. Have you were asking me about concerts. Have you been to a country concert?
Not a country concert. I went to my first ever concert at all this last year in Philadelphia.
Kim does go, and he is rung up to start the inning. So his 10th strikeout, and he will be sent back to the dugout.
It's a cold swing on Kim there, I suppose. That ball was low in the zone, low out of the zone. But my first concert, I went with my sister came and visited. I go to school near Philadelphia, but my family is from California. My sister flew out with me to go to a Cage the Elephant concert.
Okay. All right, so.
Indie rock band.
Yeah. I've heard of them.
You know them.
I've heard of them. I have.
Yeah.
1-0 is skipped in the dirt. 2-0. The radio station I worked at in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, they were definitely very into indie rock. So Cage the Elephant, indie rock, and just electronic music. Odessa was definitely something that we really hammered home. Actually had them in the station. Funny enough, one summer had Odessa and Harrison Ford in the station in 1 week.
Wow.
Which was crazy. Harrison Ford was filming, or was recording traffic, like radio preset stuff for the National Forest Service. So definitely an interesting week.
Harrison Ford's great. If you haven't, go on YouTube and look at the David Blaine Harrison Ford video as Loud Hop goes down looking.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Martinez. Now
The David Blaine video at Harrison Ford's house, one of my favorite videos of all time. That's a great one, if you haven't seen it.
So you're a big Magic guy?
I like a little bit, a little here and there.
Well, now Max Martinez steps in from the University of Southern California. He's a guy that knows how to persevere and fight on. He had a home run last night, his first of the summer. He's looking to stay red hotter for him, Cardinal hot for the rest of the summer. Packers lead it 2-0 here with 2 outs. Antonelli Salvatore had that home run. He's a magician of in and of itself. He's very good at card tricks. Is now Martinez breaks his bat. He pops it up over on his McNiven, and he'll make the catch. So we'll be right back here for the top of inning number 3. Thanks for staying with us. Packers lead it 2-0. We'll be right back. And we're back. Michael Mechna stays out there. Fun fact about Michael Mechna, he's the number 2 ranked right-handed pitcher out of Nebraska. A guy who is from basically the place for college baseball. It's the place that all college baseball players dream of playing at one day. Omaha, Nebraska, went to Elkhorn South High School, just wrapped up his freshman year at the University of Oregon. Packers lead it 2-0. Mechna fires that one up high and at the head of David Zavala. Outside to him.
Just missed location there.
Yeah. Just a bit outside there. Just a bit inside.
That's a good little sight line change for the hitter.
Who knows? Maybe he wasn't happy with.
Now you start a curveball at his face like that. Oh, almost fell in.
Yeah. 2-0 now. See, this is the craziness that comes with Packer baseball. Is, you get these teams in that are, a bunch of kids that are trying to make it the college level, playing against Division I players. Then you've also got some kids that are playing for the Pack that are trying to make it out of the portal, and they've been putting in good summers. Everyone's doing pretty solid. 3-0 on the way. Inside, it hit him in the head. So Zavala picks it up, and he is going to cruise on to first, hit by a pitch.
Well, Mechna's been great so far. That was his 8th batter. 3 strikeouts, only 1 walk on a 3-2 count. But that was an ugly 4-pitch walk.
And Zavala scratching his head as he walks over and kind of collects himself at first. Packed out crowd here in Healdsburg. Fans enjoying some baseball. Packers only a couple more weeks left in their summer. Championship series starting in about 3 weeks. The pitch inside, it hit him. So back-to-back hit by pitches. Braden Wilson to first, Zavala to second. And this is where Mechna, he's just kind of struggling a little bit. Concord Zephyrs. Can you tell me what a Zephyr is?
No.
Okay, because I can't. Yeah, no, it's weird. They have a beaver on there as their logo, but a Zephyr, from my understanding, from what I've been told, is something to do with wind. But beavers and wind don't really go together unless there's some deep mythological connection. But I have no idea. That would be pretty creative. The 1-0 coming from Mechna to the leadoff man is fouled straight back.
Well, Mechna finds the zone finally. And also we're talking about Zephyrs as the home team is the Prune Packers.
Well,
not the most typical. It's straightforward.
It's pretty straightforward. A Prune Packer packs prunes. That's a tongue twister in and of itself. 1-1. Up high for a ball. 2-1 now. So Mechna losing a little bit of his command here in the third. Trying to balance it out. Still isn't allowed to hit. Zephyrs threatening to score with a runner in scoring position for the first time tonight. The pitch. Swung on and driven up the middle. It'll fall in for their first hit. The deep throw from center is on the money, and it'll hold up the runner at third. So base is loaded now with no one out for the Zephyrs. My goodness. What a line drive there. Great bat to ball, but what a throw in from Jay Souza to hold the runner. He's got an absolute cannon. Coach Gomes going to head out there. He's in his jeans tonight for Country Western. I'm going to talk it over with his right-hander.
Coach Gomes, day in and day out, whether it's 70 or 100 degrees outside, hoodie on, which is
commitment.
It is committed. I was going to say insane.
It is insane, too, but it's commitment.
It is.
Now,
well,
maybe commitment to a mental asylum, but commitment.
He looks great. He looks great doing it.
He does, yeah. Little flat jacket never hurts. out there with it.
Packers done discussing strategy. Infield in, I'd only assume.
And we'll see what they'll do. Logan Sutter seems to stay there. He will. So corner infielders in, and the middle infielders set up deep. Mechna fires that one in there, called strike. Great pitch to start things off against Miles Clayton. He grounded to second. We'll see if the Packers decide to come home with it. Mechna fires again in the dirt, but a beautiful pitch. Gets the swing and miss.
A lot of pressure on Ladahoff here as the catcher. A block saves a run.
Yeah, he's looking for his fourth strikeout and puts it down there, and there it is. Ladahoff making a great block. Packers really have been fantastic in the catcher department, despite not having the guy that they were expecting to start at catcher for them for most of the summer in Tommy Spillane. He had to undergo surgery. The 1-2. Breaking ball across the letters and just high to even the count, 2-2. So Packers haven't seen Alex Burge in the rotation recently, but it's been Hideki Prather and Cade Ladahoff splitting reps. 2-2. The pitch swung on and driven deep, but foul off to the right. Cuts the first line of branches on the oak tree out in right field. Do you know why Burge isn't currently with the squad right now? I haven't seen him around.
I don't know why he's not. Strikeout pitch for Michael Mechna. And now the infield can take a sigh of relief. Double ball play is available. Looks like the corners of the infield will stay in.
So Jimmy McNiven, he struck out his last time up. He's coming on, trying to tie this ball game. Breaking ball starts at his head, breaks into about in line with his collarbone. The 1-0 now from Mechna. The pitch out up high.
Well, that high curveball is scary considering the hit by pitch to the dome in the first at-bat of the inning. Mechna still sitting high 80s, low 90s on the fastball.
That one.
Swing and a miss.
Nice delivery. Check the velocity on that one. That was just pure heat. 2-1 now coming from Mechna. That one 88. Mechna fires. Breaking ball. Beautiful. Nearly breaks McNiven. Falls right off the table. Great swing and miss stuff being shown by Mechna. Trying to work out of this jam. One down, the pitch. That one is popped up foul. This is looking a little bit like Landon Rhoda back in his prime Cardinal Newman days. He would work himself into a jam in the second or third inning. Coach DeBenedetti would send out someone to warm up, and then he would work all the way out of it. 2-2. Got him looking! Back-to-back strikeouts from Michael Mechna. Oh, my goodness. Coach Gomes must have, I don't know, Coach Gomes must have the golden touch out there.
He must be able to calm his player down. Mechna lucky there. Hung a slider middle on the previous pitch that was hit foul into the oak tree in deep right in the foul territory. And then that last fastball in the strikeout just catches the corner. And now finds himself with 2 outs after loading the bases on the first 3 pitches, first 3 at-bats. That is grounded to third for Sutter, who will go to first and end the inning and get his teammate Michael Mechna out of the jam.
My goodness, what work from Michael Mechna. Bases loaded with no outs, and the Zephyrs come across with no runs. We'll be right back. 2-0, Packers still lead it, bottom of the third in the rafters. Let's go. Keegan O'Hearn in to lead things off for the Pack at the bottom of the third. Beautiful day here in the Berg. A lot colder than yesterday. Not as cold as Philadelphia, though. 77 degrees right now. It was about 79 at first pitch, which was 5:54.
Keegan O'Hearn working through some hitting issues. The only Packer last night. He had 3 strikeouts, while the rest of the Packers found hitting success against the Red Tails.
Yeah, well, everyone's very high on him. I mean, he's a two-way player, throws 97 on the bump, and he launches this one on the ground. Hard hitter. Great play made by the shortstop after fumbling the ball. And O'Hearn is retired. Devin Zavala over at shortstop, making a great play. He's heading into his sophomore year of college.
Yeah, I mean, no matter the hitting issues you have, if you get on the mound and you throw 98, you're going to be okay with yourself.
Yeah, O'Hearn, I mean, he's a guy who has high upside on both sides of the ball. Hitting-wise, hasn't been there this summer, but we've seen guys like that who have started off lackluster and just needed, a couple at-bats, maybe, 10 or 20 just to figure things out here in the Berg. Max Martinez hopefully has figured things out. Now it is the top of the order, and Jay Souza, he takes that one outside, but called a strike, clipped the outside part of the plate. 0-2 now with one down. Martinez kicks and deals. That one is outside. Still really locating that chase pitch. Sinker, two-seam. What are you seeing there?
Looks like a sinker a little bit. Good arm side run.
He's a talented baseball player. Martinez fires home. That one's fouled off. Got a great name, too. Alessandro Martinez. Know a few Alessandros, a few cousins of mine out over in Italy named Alessandro, a few named Andrea, Diego, the interesting names you get out there. That one fouled off. Not something you're used to seeing out in Northern California, but you get over there in Europe and you got some great names. I'm actually a European name. Hugo is a European name.
It is.
Yes.
Hugo Spritz.
Yes. The 1-2 with one out. That one's fouled off. When that was blowing up last summer, I got a ton of random texts from friends saying that I was on their drinking menu. So that was definitely weird.
That's too bad.
When I was born, fun fact, my grandmother, my nanny, thought I was going to get bullied with the name Hugo. The 1-2 outside, just a little.
Just a little.
No, in actuality, she wanted me to have a much, much worse name. It was going to get me even more bullied.
Which one's that?
Andrea.
Yep.
Yeah. 2-2 with one out. That one is in the dirt. My aunt is actually named Andrea, but Andrea, Italian name. Love my nanny, though. My nanny and my nonna are awesome if they're watching. I love them dearly. They're fantastic people. I'm very blessed to have them as my grandparents. The 3-2 is outside, and Souza walks. You enjoy spending time with your grandparents, Jacob?
I do. Mine on my mom's side, they live only 5 minutes from me, so I see them pretty often.
In Philly? In Philly or in
No, in
Santa Rosa?
Santa Rosa.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you have grandparents in Philly, that's a fun.
No one's out there.
That's crazy. This one line deep from Saviteri. Does he do it twice? No. What a robbery! Gavin George out in right field makes the catch on the warning track to rob Saviteri. And now it's Logan Sutter. It's only right if Sutter goes yard in what will likely be his final game as a Packer. We'll see how he does on Monday, as at least when he's projected to go in the draft. Souza goes. He's digging. Throw is not in time. It'll trickle into the outfield. So stolen base for Jay Souza. And now the Packers have another runner in scoring position here with 2 down.
Packers have officially now gone 9 batters without a hit. All outs after the leadoff single from Jay Souza and the following 2-run home run from Antonelli Sabater.
That is not something you see a lot, especially here in the Berg. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Packers, both coming in that first inning. Sutter, he grounds this one over to third base. Vendel makes the play. He'll throw on to first, and that is the side retired. We'll step aside. Due up is Chang, Reese, and George for the Zephyrs. We'll be right back. The 4th inning is looming here in the Berg.
We are back here at Rec Park. I'm Nolan Brenner alongside Hugo Traverso. Jonah Chang is up. He walked his first time up. Mechna, after that rough inning, got out of it, and he is still out here for the Prune Packers. A pretty good day so far, but 2 hit by pitches, not great.
Yeah, no, he has struck out 5 hitters, and we'll see what he does here against Chang.
That one's upstairs for ball 1. What have you liked about Mechna so far?
Well, I'd say his ability to bounce back. He's been resilient. That breaking ball has been beautiful. It's been falling off the table left and right. His fastball, he's had trouble with locating that, but outside of that, pretty solid.
Behind 2-0 in this batter. Fastball still hovering around 90 miles an hour, high 80s, low 90s. As that one foul back off the netting right near the on-deck circle.
And nearly caught Tyson Reese down there.
Great day for baseball here at Rec Park. A good temperature, sunny.
Yeah, high of 83 today in the Berg, and it's trickled down. Normally it gets really hot around first pitch, doesn't today. 3-1 coming from Mechna.
Good slider in there for a strike. Chang turned away, he gave up on it, but it ended up hooking back in there. Lot of spin rate on that.
Yeah, he is a classic start at your head, end at your hip slider.
Chang puts a charge into that one. Way back there, it's gone! Chang cuts the lead in half with 1 swing, and the Zephyrs are only down 1.
Great swing and a drive there from Chang. Noticed that slider coming in, turned on it, and as you said, put a charge into it, put it on University Street. Great drive there from Chang.
Mechna's gonna get the hook here as Cowboy Boots jeans. Coach Gomes comes out to get him. Good day for Mechna.
They'll exit in line for the win. And they're going to bring in Brian McBroom. We'll step aside. We'll be right back here on the Packers YouTube network.
We are back here. Tanner McBroom is in. Hugo, walk us through Tanner McBroom's season so far.
Well, it's Brian McBroom. Sorry, Nolan. Don't worry about it. Dick Vergarski, our in-house PA broadcaster. And I got Nolan a little bit off there as as he announced Tanner Bradley was coming into pitch, but no, it was in fact Brian McBroom. McBroom has had a less than solid season, 6 innings pitched, 7.50 ERA. Struck out 5 hitters and given 4 free passes. 2-1 Packers lead it.
Gavin George flies that one to left.
It's Tyson Reese, and he flew that out to left field. Great job by Jonathan Kim to make the catch. Don't worry about it. That was been a wacky inning here.
Gavin George up now. McBroom's first pitch is in there for a strike. Good sinker at 82.
Yeah, McBroom has that iconic way of setting up like he's checking his watch.
That one squibbed off the end to Sutter at third. Smooth throw over to retire George. And 2-way here in the top half of inning number 4.
Yeah, great job by Sutter. He has been a solid defender, rarely committing an error this summer. So it's been Sutter's summer, and he's been fantastic. So possibly drafted. If he does get drafted on this weekend, it'll be very sad to see him go. He's been great in a Packers uniform, him and Alec Burge.
As McBroom delivers a strike there on the outside, what do you think Sutter's chances are of getting drafted?
Oh, he's highly touted. Was second team All Big Ten, led the conference in doubles. He was just incredible at the plate, incredible in the field. He can play pretty much anywhere except catcher and pitcher. He's a guy who, he's classic. He's definitely projectable. He's someone that any MLB team would be happy to have.
Yeah, I'd feel like a steal there as Zavara checks his swing. McBroom has looked good here to start. 1-2 count. The pitch is fouled off down where the kids go run to get it in that right field grass where the field goal post used to be. Big renovation for Rec Park this year, getting rid of those field goal posts. That one's a hopper to Sutter. And it's in time to retire Zavara. Great pick on the other end by J.C. Agard. And McBroom comes in and gets the job done. We'll be right back here at Rec Park. We are back here. Jacob French, cleanup hitter, heart of the order coming up here for the Packers against the starting pitcher, Alessandro Martinez. Still going strong. Had a rough start as Salvatore took him deep, but settled in here, and he's had a pretty good game.
And he faces, as you were talking to me about, the heart of the order. Guys that have a lot of power, Jacob French, J.C. Agar, and Jonathan Kim. We'll see how solid he can stay here. He's been a quality pitcher. Las Lomas really relied on him this year.
That one's drilled out to right center, and it will make its way onto the basketball court. It is gone. French goes deep again, and the Packers get one right back. 3-1 Pack.
Jacob French crushed that one. That was beautiful. My goodness, put a charge into that. Sent that dead center. That one 402 feet, 102 miles an hour off the bat. That was more than clubbed. And now it's the home run alley continuing with J.C. Asario-Gard.
Yeah, the center fielder just looked back at that one and said, there's no way. As a guard hits that off the end, and it's going to drop into center field for a hit. Center fielder Jimmy Benavin.
Braden Wilson's in center field. It's Jimmy McNevin at second. But
Kim up now.
That one dropped in. Died in the Healdsburg heat. The wind blowing out to center. Soft wind, though, about 5 miles an hour.
a guard, not a real threat to steal, as that one's drilled to left center by Kim, and it's over the head of the left fielder. A guard going around, and he'll stop at third. A no-out double by Kim, and the Packers are in business. With the right guy at the plate now, Cade Ladahoff, looking to add on to the Packers' lead.
Yeah, that one was creamed out into left center. They've been working on those types of swings out in the in batting practice, and that's going to be Martinez's day. Concord will look to a new pitcher when we come back.
Coming to pitch for the Zephyrs, number 10, Nikolai Mira.
We are back here. Nikolai Mira taking the mound for his battle against Cade Ladahoff. Take us through Nikolai, Hugo.
He's out of Livermore, California, heading to Los Medanos College. Throwing high fastball there at 80 miles an hour.
Cade Ladahoff, scalding hot as of late. Had a great game in Lincoln this past series.
Yeah, in the last 7 days, Ladahoff's batting .467 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs. Great game in Lincoln, you mentioned. Yeah, he had 3 of those RBIs in that one game.
That one's in for a strike, and the count's at 1-2. Ladahoff, second on the team, just behind his teammate Jacob French, who went deep this inning in batting average, sitting at .395. He's been incredible for the Packers this season.
He is one of the hardest hitters on this squad. Launches the ball off of the wood of his bat. He's been fantastic. Only 4 home runs, though, so 26 RBIs. Sits behind Jacob French, who has 37, leads the team.
In tight to Ladahoff.
French,
2-2.
French really has been the answer to the Packers' prayers this year. He's been as good as he's been with Cal.
2-2. That one's popped up into foul left, and what a play over there by one of the guys in the bullpen, caught it in his hat.
That was Mason Lerma.
Mason Lerma. Incredible.
Well, I mean, Lerma, he can do it all. He's a incredible player, very talented out of Cardinal Newman High School. Guy from Windsor. He's, you know, a homegrown kid. Grew up dreaming of playing for the Packers, and he's made that dream a reality.
That one's through the 6-hole, a guard scoring, and Kim is held at third. So Ladahoff comes through, and the Packers now lead 4-1.
And now Max Martinez will stand in. So great job there by Ladahoff. Picks up his 27th RBI of the year. Packers looking to start a little bit of a rally here.
Max Martinez hit an absolute bomb onto the basketball court, similar to French's one, as he swings through that off-speed pitch. It was a great sight to see if you're a Packers fan, because he can get hot, and he can get hot in a hurry. In tight, 1-1. Martinez looking to get something elevated and at least get a sac fly and another run in. Popped up. Shortstop's calling for it. Drifting back on it, and he catches it.
He dropped
he
it.
dropped it.
It was infield fly rule, though.
Infield fly rule.
Nope, no infield fly rule called. They're going to just take the play at second. So Martinez will reach on the air, and Ladahoff and him will trade places. He reaches on the air, but it's a fielder's choice. Wacky play there now with Keegan O'Hearn coming up.
Yeah, weird play there. From our vantage point, it looked like he, caught it behind his back, but obviously not. Now a guy struggling here at the plate, Keegan O'Hearn. Let's see if he can get something to drive. Good slider in there for strike 2. Nikolai Mira trying to get out of a jam here. Popped up to center field. This should get a run in. And Kim comes home to score, and the Packers lead 5-1. Quality at bat there for O'Hearn.
Yeah, picks up an RBI. He's needed that. Hopefully it's a bit of a pick-me-up for him. Kim will score. So now the Packers have 3 in on the inning. 5-1. Packers lead it.
Souza comes up. He singled and scored in the first and walked in the third. Let's see if he can continue his good day as he swings through a slider. Mira really bouncy on the mound. He jumps around.
Yeah, that's something that comes with different pitchers. They all run with different ways of approaching at bats. And Mira, he's definitely very twitchy.
Souza lets that one drift outside on second slider of the at-bat. Souza's been great against fastballs this year, so not a huge surprise that they're giving him some soft stuff as they come in high with that fastball, and now the count goes 2-1. Mira's glasses fell off. Saviteri on deck, who's already homered in this game. And that slider's low, 3-1 now. Hitter's count here for Souza. Mira delivers, and that one should have been outside. I was about to say it was outside, but umpire calls it a strike. It was about 6 inches outside, but
And those sliders have been elusive to these umpires this weekend.
And that one was in there for strike 3. Souza watches a front door slider. And we'll be right back here at Rec Park. My partner Hugo will have the call.
And we're back, top of the 5th inning. Brian McBroom still on the mound for the Pack. Nolan Brenner, our junior broadcaster, gets his inning of work in. It's been awesome to mentor someone who, you know, is just like me. I started doing this around his age, just a little younger, and, you know, was working through everything. And so it's great to get him some reps and help him out, get him some advice. He's going to be great. He'll be broadcasting for the Pack full-time someday. Healdsburg native, so it's great, you know, be a Healdsburg native, help out another Healdsburg native. Fastball in there, swing and a miss for strike 1. The man at the plate is Braden Wilson. He was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd inning. The pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Lethal slider there from McBroom. And the count goes 0-2. That one outside. So 1-2 count now. Jacob Giannicelli will rejoin us here. The 1-2. Got him looking, outside corner, located beautifully. And McBroom picks up his first strikeout of the day. Got some insurance, and now he's coming out cruising. This has been great to see. And one foul off. It'll be an 0-1 count to the man at the top of the order, Isaac Fendel. One in there for called strike 2. 0-2 now to Fendel. That one grounded hard on a hop, and it hops, skips, jumps right over the head of Antonelli Savateri at second. Not anything he could do there. That's just the Rec Park infield showing how it doesn't take any victims. It shows no mercy.
That is a tried and true Rec Park hop right there.
And now McBroom fires. This one's popped up. Running on his horse. Deep is Souza. He won't get to it. It'll drop down on the warning track. Deep in center field. He'll throw it in. And the runners will only get up to third. So Fendel advances to third on the double. And Clayton will get to second. So now runners on second and third with only one down. So Jimmy McNiven will come on to try and make this game a game once again for the Zephyrs. They are trailing by 4. That one is low for called ball. Jacob, what have we seen out of McBroom? I know he has that 7.50 ERA, which has not been great, but he, has to have some talent to be on this Packers team. He definitely has shown that in this outing.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. There's a lot of slider. Slider more than his fastball so far this summer. Fastball has some good arm side run to it. Slider there. But has struggled so far in today's couple of hits. Zephyrs now a little more within striking distance than they were shortly ago.
And now a 1-2 coming. McBroom looking to work out of the jam. The pitch. Swing, and that one is grounded hard and foul.
Picked up nicely by Coach Max Shoup by the dugout.
And Coach Shoup making a great play, showing he still got it. Him, Coach Gomes, those guys, Coach Mastone, they've still got it. The 1-2 with one down. The pitch. Did he go? No, he did not. 2-2. Count evens here to Jimmy McNiven. He struck out his last 2 times up to the plate. He'll look to right that wrong right here. Try and drive home a couple runs for the Zephyrs. McBroom kicks and fires right down Healdsburg Avenue. And by way of the backwards K, Jimmy McNiven handed his hat trick.
Well, that slider ended up middle, but started out of the zone and fell in nicely. That's the McBroom slider you'll see, throwing it about 40% of the time.
He starts off with a fastball just outside, 1-0. But yeah, no, that slider, we've talked about it today. The Packers have been throwing sliders, sweepers that start at guys' heads and will end at guys' hips. And particularly with McBroom, it'll start looking like it's going to go behind you, and it ends up right down the middle.
And this is looking like a sinker perhaps from McBroom. It's running arm side.
Throws that sinker again and outside. Not very happy with that one. Packers trying to continue their win streak. They will get up to 14 games if they win today, heading into their doubleheader tomorrow at Solano College against the Mudcats. That one fouled off. The Mudcats will have a lot to play for tomorrow. They lost to the California Red Tails, and quite frankly, they got blown out. 10-3, the Red Tails took them down today. A little Saturday matinee start. Mudcats back tomorrow at 11 and 3 p.m. against the Packers. This one fouled off.
Mudcats have struggled so far this summer in the Pacific Empire Leagues. It's a tough league, though. Packers at first, Humboldt Crabs behind them. We mentioned they were only 2 games back, the Crabs, but then lost yesterday to the West Coast Kings.
This one.
That is driven out into center field. And Jay Souza will make the catch to end the inning and get his teammate Brian McBroom out of the jam.
And with that, we'll head to a break here. 5-1, Packers lead. We'll be back in the bottom of the 5th. And we're back. Ant-Man Antonelli Savatere will stand in, led off the game with a home run back in the first. Put the Packers up 2-0. He takes that one inside for a called ball. Well on his way to possibly being player of the game. It is on the mound, Nikolai Murrah. That one is outside. Murrah, he's got the hair. Reminds me of Chris Archer a little bit. And the camera's gone. Nolan. Camera. Sorry. Camera. That one in there for a called strike. So that one just blown down by the sheer will of God in the wind. The Zephyrs clearly didn't want this one on camera. 2-1 is in there for a called strike. We have gotten confirmation on what a Zephyr is. A Zephyr is a god of the wind. So, of the west wind, actually.
Copy that.
And so Emmett Peterson, who will join us in the 6th inning, he will give us a little bit of a further description. The 2-2. This one is driven deep. Savatere doesn't do it twice. No, robbed again by Gavin George. Couple of great plays to rob Savatere by George out in right field. You got to thank Nolan Brenner for his hard work and commitment. I mean, this is a lot to, come in here at 14, 15 years old, work for a summer league team, and do all this stuff. But he's managed it. So one down now for Logan Sutter. The pitch runs inside at his feet. One down now to Sutter.
Mira, the pitcher, works out of the stretch with a pretty close stance. And he has that kind of frisbee slider sweeper that he throws pretty often. And if you're a lefty, that ball starts behind you.
That is scary, to say the least. 2-0 now to Logan Sutter. If he hangs this one, Sutter could place this one in someone's backyard. That one gets through the legs of his catcher, Reese, behind the plate, and that will run in for a ball. 3-0 now, buffet count to Sutter. What's your go-to food? If you're at a buffet, what are you getting? What's your smorgasbord?
At a buffet?
At a buffet, yeah. What's your
I
smorgasbord?
haven't been to a buffet in
All right,
forever.
like at a hotel buffet, as Sutter walks for breakfast. What are you getting?
For breakfast?
Yeah, for breakfast.
I'll go omelet,
All right.
if they got it.
You're an omelet guy? All right. What do you get in that omelet?
Just about everything.
All right.
Bacon, onion, sausage, cheese, a little bit of peppers.
Respect.
See what they have.
Well, now we have a guy who can do just about everything. It is Jacob French. That one gets past the catcher, Reese, and into second easily on the pass ball is Logan Sutter. French continuing a great summer. He had an RBI, and, well, it was a homer back in the 4th. The 1-0, and it hit French. That has got to hurt. I see you're connecting your inner Kruken Kai pulled in the baseball while you're calling the game.
Yeah, my brother he pitches, and so he's been teaching me some of the grips. We were out throwing today, and I was not doing very well, so doing some on my own time, a little bit of practice. See if I can get my curveball grip down and my Vulcan change, which is not very good, the Vulcan change, but we're working on it.
Well, it's fine. We'll have to look. We'll have to look at some of your grips in the break. To look at some of your grips in the break once we do, in fact, go to that break. So 5-1 Packers lead. JC Osorio guard with the runner in scoring position. This man is lethal. 1-0 now, or 1-1 now coming to Osario guard. He's swinging out of his shoes. Mira delivers. Swing and a miss early on that one. Fastball at 80 miles an hour, mixing his speed. Big velocity drop off from Martinez to Mira. Going from a guy throwing 88 to a guy throwing 80. The 1-2 to Osario Agard, and he fouls it off. Love to talk to JC Agard about, that transition, which we might tomorrow, or well, next week, we might get the chance to talk to him about kind of that transition from spring to summer. Want to know if it was like a blank slate for him. He has just been fantastic this summer and does not reflect at all the greatness of his spring, and he continues that fantastic summer. See you later. That one lands on the roof. Not University Street, not someone's front yard, on the roof. JC Osario Agard, what is that? Back-to-back games again with the home run. 5 in his last 5. Oh my. JC Osario Agard. 8-1 Packers.
Home run number 11 on the summer for Agard.
Unbelievable. I am in shock of the greatness of his summer. He has been fantastic. And now it is Jonathan Kim. That one gauged at about 400 feet. Thank you to Mr. Bradley, Tanner's dad, who's been helping us out here on the broadcast with gauging distance, as that one is hit up the middle. Great play at shortstop. The throw is a little errant, but nevertheless, I would register that as a single. That is going to be a single. Great play by Devin Zavala. So, JC Agard leaves the yard, and immediately Jonathan Kim keeping things going for the Packers. And now a guy who you hold in very high regard with his walk-up song, Jacob. Owns up high to Cade Ladoff.
Big Cade Ladoff fan. Not just the walk-up song, but just the way he plays. Hard-hitting righty. Kind of a pull guy recently, but he's been pulling home runs.
And he pulls this one deep. That might be another. It is! Thank you. Come again. Cade Ladoff. 10-1. Packers lead it.
Well, he pulled that home run. 93 off the bat, 321 feet into University Street. That's number 5 on the year, I believe, all coming in July.
My goodness. I mean, talk about a guy. I mean, the entire Packers squad, the PEL should acknowledge. But at the end of the day, you got to be selective with the guys, and it's been hard. Max Martinez now will come to the plate, and that might be Mira's day. It will be. So Mira, great job from him. Well, great job to start from him, and then just kind of fallen off the last couple batters, but it'll be a new guy coming in to pitch for the Concord Zephyrs. We'll be right back. 10-1, Packers lead, offensive explosion. We'll be right back. And we're back. Mr. Southern Knights, this has been a good night. And as Alan Jackson once said, it's time for a good time. The Packers have turned this into a good time in this inning. 5-run, 5th inning. Max Martinez looking to carry things along with the new pitcher on the mound. Martinez grounds this one sharply on a hop. Great play on the second chance. Martinez beats it out. So Zavala over at shortstop misstepped that. We'll see what they say. So they're still making a verdict here in the booth. And it's a base hit. It's going to be given a base hit to Max Martinez. So this one fouled off by Keegan O'Hearn. If anyone needs to hit a home run, it is Keegan O'Hearn, and we'll see if O'Hearn can do that. I'd like to welcome you guys back in here. It's a beautiful July night in Healdsburg. The pitch is up high to Keegan O'Hearn. New man on the mound. Is Blaine Welty. That one's outside, 2-2 to O'Hearn. O'Hearn struggled at the plate this year. See what he can do here with the even count. 2-2 with one down. The pitch, outside, 3-2.
O'Hearn got himself a sac fly in the third, which at least is a productive at bat compared to some of the strikeouts he's had last couple of days.
Here we go, the pitch, and he pops this one up into foul territory. First baseman calls it off, and he makes the catch, Myers. So, tough one there for O'Hearn. He's sent back to the dugout. Now it is Jay Souza, the top of the order, coming up. Two down for Jay Souza. Welty will go into his motion. He fires. Hit on the ground. Shortstop makes the play. Throw on to first on a hop. Great job. So side is retired. Packers, everyone gets a plate appearance. Packers score 5 runs. And we'll be right back in the top of the 6th. Emmett Peterson will join me. And actually, we're back. We're going to see, you were talking about, Jacob was talking about his pitch grips. So we're going to see his pitch grips. Let's look at his pitch grips. Bring you live into the, so show us your 4-seam fastball, Jacob.
Well, 4-seam is pretty easy. 4-seam along the wider part of the ball, 2-seam here. I throw both. My brother who pitches tells me that they move the same, and so maybe that's not ideally for your 2 and your 4-seam. So I go more mainly to the 2-seam, I think. And I also have been learning the curveball, which is here. Pointer finger kind of bent on the top of the ball. Middle finger here. And then I get yelled at by my brother to put my thumb more under the ball, but it tends to find its way up here. It shouldn't be. And you're throwing that kind of here, pressure down on the middle finger as it spins to get the curve. I'm working on that one. It's not great so far, but we're working on it.
Got a change up?
I'm stealing my brother's Vulcan change. It was kind of like that. Your middle and ring finger on those thin parts of the seam, pinky on the outside, and then the pointer finger is supposed to be off the ball, but I have a hard time with that as well. So it's something like that. Not really. It's my worst pitch so far. And then when you throw it, you're kind of throwing it opposite the curveball. Curveball was more here. Changeup, you're throwing a little bit the other way as you release. But I'm working on it. It's not great so far.
All right, well, you heard it here first, folks. Jacob Janicelli, his pitch mix. So next time you guys face Jacob Janicelli, you have a pitch mix for him.
Long ways away from throwing any batters.
Well,
I'm making my brother and dad chase wild curveballs in the park by our house.
well, we have a new pitcher in. Brandon Mann will step in here. He'll toe the rubber for the Pack starting in the 6th. We'll have Emmett Peterson join us in the 7th. This one in there for a called strike to start things off. Mann will pitch against Jonah Chang. It'll be Chang, Reese, and George. Chang waits, and that one's upstairs for a ball 1. If anyone wants to know the entire relevance of that last segment, Jacob, please enlighten the viewer on who your brother exactly is.
His name's Josh. He's going to be a freshman in college, set to play at UCSB, and we'll see this weekend if he gets drafted or not.
He should be noted, ranked 150th amongst all MLB prospects out of Cardinal Newman High School. So he will be one of the highest draft picks out of the school ever. Most likely will be the highest draft pick out of the school ever. John Wedelin went in the 12th round. Scott Alexander, I believe, went in I think it was anywhere in the 30s. The 3-1, swing and a miss. So 3-2 now. Where's that buffet pitch in there?
You've become one of Josh's biggest fans, along with
Quite everyone.
You're a big fan of Jack Pizzolo, too.
I'm a big fan of Newman baseball. The 3-2, and that one's grounded. Martinez tries to make the play, but it jumps over his glove. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. They're going to register that as an error. It's a tough break there. The Rec Park infield takes no hostages. That was incredible. Incredible jump there.
There's something about that dirt by shortstop. It is just miserable to try and field. There's wild hops, or it dies, or it bounces 8 feet to the right. It's hard to be a shortstop at Rec Park.
Yeah, I mean, we think about it. We saw some high schoolers try and attack that. We've had guys like Tyler Swanson who's been able to manage it. He's playing with the Athletic Edge Express now, but a guy as Brandon Mann now faces Tyson Reese. And he pushes that one low. 2-0, but we've had guys like Chase Bromstad who don't play here every day, and he was managing it well, but the other shortstop, Brandon Curry, he had some trouble playing over there at the Rec Park infield. It just, it takes some tough movement. So you're talking about all of the Newman and Sonoma County baseball knowledge I know. Go in there, have to know pretty much everything about the school and the team doing the job I do. That one's fouled off 2-2.
You know a lot, sometimes too much, about Sonoma County sports and athletics.
See, that's the funny part. I guarantee you, the minute I graduate high school, I'm not going to remember any of it. I mean, I will remember the fact that, Newman baseball, but outside of that, I don't think I'm going to remember the rest of the facts. Antonelli Savateri fields that soft grounder, and he'll throw it on to first for out number 1. Runner moves over to second. Zephyrs have just seen this game go from 2-1 to 10-1 in a short amount of time. I'm sure our colleague Blake would have something to say about that. That one is in there for called ball.
Brandon Mann, the pitcher this inning. We get mostly cutter and sinker. Sinker is topped at 96 this summer. He also has a pretty tight-moving slider and curveball that'll throw.
Yeah, man, going to be someone that the Packers rely on a lot more as pitchers enter and exit. We saw one of the new additions, a guy who just recently graduated high school, Duncan Russell. He made his Packer debut yesterday, struck out 4. So that one's low. Russell will be a solid addition to this squad. Tall right-hander, throws about 90. Has a similar frame to your own brother, just a little bit heavier. 3-0. Owen's in there for a called strike. How tall are you, Jacob? 6'3"?
We can say 6'3".
All right, we'll say 6'3".
I'm not. We can say it, though.
6'2"?
We can say 6'3".
All right. That one's outside. No walk. So that'll be a walk for Gavin George. Runners on first and second. Brandon Mann having a tough time to start things out there. Got a tough break on that grounder to shortstop. It's just Rec Park for you. We saw it in batting practice yesterday and in and out. We were watching the Red Tails take in and outs, and they had their starting shortstop over there, and there was a ball that was hit on a one-hop to him, and it bounced about 10 feet over his head. So it's almost like they have, I don't know, some jumping beans over there at shortstop. That one is in there for a called strike, 1-1 with one out. Speaking of Country Night, are you a NASCAR guy, Jacob? Motorsport guy in general?
Not in particular.
All right. NASCAR is heading to Sonoma tomorrow. Already has been this weekend. That one is swung on and missed. 1-2.
I know you're a pretty big NASCAR guy. You're getting into it.
I got into it a lot over COVID when there was no other sport to watch. NASCAR was the only thing going on. It started about a month after COVID once the shutdowns happened. The 1-2. One's upstairs, 2-2. So, you know, that was definitely something on Sundays I would sit down and watch with my dad because there's no golf to watch, there's no baseball to watch, no football, you know, nothing. There is nothing pretty much to watch except for NASCAR. And I got into it as that 2-2 is fouled off. My fandom's tapered off a little bit. I couldn't tell you. I think 3 or 4 years ago I could have told you everyone who was in each car and their number and the team they were with. Now, probably not, but, you know, gotten a little bit deeper into my fandom over the weekend in preparation for tomorrow's race. Man, misses low there, 3-2. Were you ever into motorsports, or did you ever get into that? I feel like every kid kind of has a little, goes through a little, you know, stage in their life where they want to be a race car driver. As, man, blows the Express right past him, a swing and a miss. So now 2 down.
Not much into the sport, but I had a pretty serious Hot Wheels collection when I was like 4.
There you go. That's enough. That's a Hot Wheels collection is enough.
Is that good enough for you?
That is good enough. My dad actually had a very large one that I added on to when I was younger. But, you know, my love for motorsports is kind of tapered off. Fastball in there for a swinging strike 1. F1, you know, I'll watch F1. I'll watch NASCAR, but, you know, it's not the first thing I'm looking forward. Actually, F1 is the first thing I'm looking for on a summer day in the morning. That one is in there for a called strike. But, I mean, NASCAR is not the first thing I'm looking for a summer day in the afternoon. Most of the time I've got golf on or baseball on. But, you know, NASCAR is fun to have and fun to watch. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Man, dealing as he'll exit the mound. Packers post another 0 on the scoreboard. 10-1. When we come back, Packers will be hitting. It'll be the bottom of the 6th inning. And we're back, bottom of inning number 6. Zephyrs trot Welty back out there for another inning of work. 10-1, Packers lead it. It is Antonelli Saviteri leading things off. He has had himself a game, been robbed twice, but has that home run that kick-started things for the Pack. I believe well on his way to player of the game. 10-1, the pitch. Upstairs.
Yeah, Saviteri, I mean, he's 1 for 3 today, but both those flyouts to right field have been hits that make you get out of your seat for a second. He's hitting the ball hard and far. He has found the inside of the wall last 2 times.
We'll see if he can find the outside here. That one inside. Umpire gives a little time to think, but no, doesn't make the call until a little later. So it'll be a 3-0 now to Saviteri. He is an ideal leadoff guy. He's led off for the Packers 3 of the last 4 games. The 3-0. In there. Cold strike across the letters.
Is it the unspoken rule to not swing on a 3-0 pitch?
I mean, Yerman Mercedes definitely broke that. He was 3-0 pitch with bases loaded and up 16-0. Yeah, I mean, he broke that, but I don't know. Sometimes you swing away. It depends the situation. Right here, I would say don't swing away. That one popped into center. Over on it is Wilson, and he'll make the catch.
Well, that was Saviteri's first bad contact of the day. He's hitting the ball very well. And now Sutter's up, who hits the ball even better, really. Big power guy this summer.
And now Logan Sutter, one of his last at-bats as a Packer. He's played here 2 years. He will be missed. The pitch, breaking ball low there. Sutter could elect to take his last year of eligibility and go play his graduate year at South Carolina. But it is likely that he'll go pro. This one's popped up. Into foul territory. They'll condense on it, and it'll be Welty making the catch. 2 down.
What are your thoughts on the 3-year minimum rule in college for baseball players compared to like the one-and-done rule for basketball?
I think it's a good idea. It's weird. They have to be turning 21, I believe, is the rule. You have to. It's either you play 3 years or you have to be turning 21 within a month or 2. There's some time limit there of the draft. It was definitely a little confusing for me navigating it this spring with Stanford, talking with their guys and figuring out who's eligible, who's not eligible, who's having a great season. You know, I think I would like it to be a little bit more like basketball, but at the end of the day, if you're going to get an education, focus on getting that education. I like that for football. I think it forces kids to focus on their academics to some extent, unless you're Stetson Bennett. He didn't graduate after 6 years of college. But I think it's a better idea than sending these 19-year-olds into the league in the NBA. If the NBA is going to do that, they might as well just let high schoolers declare immediately. As this one's grounded up the middle from French, and he'll get to first. Packers will get a base runner with 2 down. What's your thoughts?
I kind of like it for baseball, just because it's so much more of a developmental sport than basketball is. For basketball, I mean, this year's first pick in the NBA was Cooper Flagg out of Maine, and he actually reclassed up to get into the draft faster to play a year of college. He's only 18 right now, and he's playing NBA summer ball. I feel like if he had to wait 2 more years to get into the league, it would be a disservice to the league in that way. But baseball being so developmental, I feel like it makes sense. Most people are, if they're not going to college, they get drafted out of high school to the MLB. They're going to be in the minors for several years anyways.
That is true. This one grounded hard by Asario Guard. They'll try to take the man at second. They do. And that will do it for us here in the 6th. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Emmett Peterson will join me on the broadcast. We'll be right back. Emmett Peterson now joins me on the broadcast, one of our illustrious analytics people here at Recreation Park. It is a beautiful night for baseball. Brendan Mann starts his 2nd inning of work with a swinging strike 1. He'll face the top of the order in Isaac Fendel.
Yeah, great velo from Mann today. He's throwing a little bit slower than usual today, but still hitting mid-90s, sitting at around 92 on his sinker.
And he missed outside there, 1-1. Been a solid evening for the Pack. 10-1. They got 8 runs in the 4th and 5th. Mann delivers that one. It's a soft chopper back to Mann. Fields it barehanded. Throw on to first. In time. Brandon Mann. A little Gold Glove deserving play there.
Slider there from Mann, just getting him to roll over, ground up to first. Or ground up to short, going to first.
Mann very picky with the balls he throws with. Wants them to be clean and without scuffs. He fires his first pitch offering sinker outside to Miles Clayton.
Yeah, hits 93 there, his new high on the day.
The 1-0 coming from Mann. Swung on and hit on the ground. Savateri makes the play on to first. 2 down.
Pitch mix from Mann. You got a sinker, cutter, slider, and every once in a while I'm mixing a curveball. Mainly goes with that sinker there, and cutter's pretty rare as well.
2 down now to Jimmy McNiven. He is looking to avoid the golden sombrero, and he just does just that. But Antonelli Savateri makes the catch, pretty much cementing himself as our player of the game. 10-1, wide to the bottom of the 7th. We'll stand up and stretch. We'll be right back. And we're back. Mateo Perez now in for the Concord Zephyrs. It's going to be Jonathan Kim. He's fast and furious around the bases. And in the outfield, made some great plays out there. He takes ball 1. 10 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Pack, as opposed to 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error for the visiting Zephyrs. Big swing and a big miss for Kim.
Velo not crazy on this guy, but his breaking stuff does break a lot.
1-1 is upstairs. Fastball 77 miles an hour. 1900 spin rate there.
Yeah, cutter there.
2-1. Swing and a miss. Beautiful breaking ball.
That slider's really fooling Kim so far, down and away.
Located 64 miles an hour, so continuing with this velocity drop-off from the Zephyrs pitching staff. The pitch, Kim
Just
fouled
high.
it off.
Yeah, it looks like his fastball sitting around high 70s, low 80s, with his breaking stuff sitting around mid 60s. So Velo's definitely not blowing anyone away today.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Kim laughing to himself as he goes back to the dugout. That was nasty.
Went back to the sinker down, or excuse me, slider down to get him.
Absolute filth there on that slider. And now it is Cade Ladahoff. Emmett, we asked Jacob this. What's your favorite country song?
Country song. I'm a big Treaty Oak Revival fan. You know, I've been listening to a lot of them lately, so I don't know. Let's listen to No Vacancy on the way here, driving up.
All right.
Great song. What about you? What's your favorite country song?
I mean, Alan Jackson is always great. Brooks and Dunn is always great. That one in there for Called Strike to Cade Ladahoff. I'd say most likely Red Dirt Road by Brooks and Dunn. Neon Moon's pretty good too.
Okay.
That one's in the dirt. And also for Alan Jackson, Don Country, Chattahoochee, Toby Keith is great too.
All over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. I mean, I've been indoctrinated that in Wyoming, the town there, it's the radio station that plays country that's fouled off by Ladahoff. We'll see if he's okay. Is run by, some guys that are, they're semi-retired. They're in their 50s, 60s. They're, just running some great country music from like the 1990s, 1980s through early 2000s on this, NBC affiliated station. So you get your news at the top of the hour, and then you get Alan Jackson right after.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I didn't really grow up a big country fan, but freshman year of college, all my roommate played that year, so I didn't really have a choice but to start enjoying it.
Ladahoff lines this one out into left field. It will be caught. And now Max Martinez will stand in. Martinez got a big fan group here out over behind the Packers dugout, packed into the Clarence Runavera grandstands here. This one is chopped foul.
Going back to the four seam there, running it up to 77.
Martinez, very solid player. Oh, 1 with 2 down. The pitch. This one lined into the gap in right center field. Will it go? No, it's up and over the wall for a ground rule double. So the Trojan marches into second base with a ground rule double. Max Martinez fighting on, continuing what has been a good revival to his summer. Now Keegan O'Hearn will step to the plate.
Yeah, Martinez really got a hold of that curveball there. Hitting it 91 off the bat, ended up going 345 feet before it hopped over that wall.
That was incredible off the bat there. Martinez has been nasty.
Gets under that a little more, it's gone.
This one popped up by O'Hearn into shallow center field. Over on it is McNiven, and he makes the catch. So we will step aside here. 10-1. Packers still lead at 1 to the top of the 8th. Packers are going to I believe they might trot out Keegan O'Hearn on the mound. They will. So O'Hearn will go out there, coach. Or no, it's going to be Jake McCoy.
Never seen this guy pitch.
Jake McCoy will come in to pitch, so we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Will Myers will stand in, and Jake McCoy, very unassumingly throwing 90. A guy who's a position player. He comes in to pitch 10-1. A little Kike Hernandez action out here in the Berg. Packers will trot out Sonoma County's finest Casa Grande product, Jake McCoy. Fastball at 91 miles an hour. Big swing and a miss there.
Yeah, spin rate ain't crazy, but the vertical break there is really high. It's definitely a lot of rise to it.
It's Will Myers at the plate, and he'll watch a 92-mile-an-hour fastball go outside.
Just missing there, up and away.
This is incredible. McCoy was bragging about how he could throw 90. No one believed him. And look at this, 90-mile-an-hour fastball in there for a called strike, too.
Painted there on the inside corner.
This
right
is
at the knees.
This is a new development. The 1-2. Low, 2-2. So if you're, I can't contain my excitement because I have seen him play this spring at San Jose State, and knowing their coaches, they've got to be really happy he's taking some time on the mound. This one fouled off.
Yeah, I was talking to the pitching coach for the Prune Packers earlier today, and he was not expecting this, I don't think. He said he was going to throw about 85. Little bit higher. They're touching 92 today. Just inside there, missing for ball 3. Loads the count, 3-2.
All right, here we go. McCoy, the problem now is going to be command. He's got the stuff. Can he command it? The 3-2. And that one's up high, so he'll walk Will Myers.
And only fastballs there to the 4-hole hitter. See what he goes this time.
And he has a slider on him.
Also believe he throws a cutter, so see if he can tunnel that with the slider there.
It's going to be Jonah Chang. Nope, we've got a new batter. New guy coming in for the Zephyrs to face Jake McCoy. That one's inside, nearly hits him.
See if the right-hander can catch up to this velo.
The new guy. This one clubbed deep. Left field, back there, gone. So Jake McCoy gives up a home run, and that might be his day. He's going to walk back. But a big swing and a big drive and a big home run.
Yeah, just poorly located right there to the right hand. You're up at the top of the zone away, just a little bit slower, and is able to pull it right over the left field fence.
I still don't even have that guy's number. I don't know who that is. That was an incredibly unmarked player.
Yeah.
So no one knows who it is. That one was crushed, though.
Whoever it was, good job.
Coach Mastoni going to head out there and just talk it over to his right-hander. McCoy, right now, an infinite ERA. I mean, he's got to be happy, though.
At least he's getting to pitch.
Hey, Jacob, slide those over. Slide those over. The mic. Mike. Sorry. New batter is not, in fact, Tyson Reese. Thank you.
Finally going away from the fastball there, throwing a cutter down for ball one.
That one swung on and foul tipped for a called strike.
Oh, wait.
Here in the top of the eighth, Packers lead it 10-3. Just updating our scoreboard here.
Yeah, first three pitches of his bat have been cutters. First three we've seen today, all missing away for balls.
Pitch, swing, and a miss. So now a 2-2 count. Sun setting here in wine country. McCoy twists and fires. Swing and a miss. Jake McCoy picks up strikeout number one of his Packer career on the defensive side. So now it will be Gavin George to the plate. One fouled off.
You started off the first two batters, all fastballs, all four-seam fastballs. Last 7 pitches have all been cutters.
A little deceitful with his look. One fouled off.
Goes back to the four-seam there at 89 miles per hour. Just late on it.
McCoy fires. Low there, called a strike, just a hair out of the zone.
Maybe an inch below the zone, but looking like we got a good frame job there.
The 1-2. Swing, and this one lined up the middle. Souza charging in on it. Goes full flying squirrel, and it drops down. George digging for second. He'll hold up there, and it's a double for Gavin George. So now Devin Zavala will come in. Jake McCoy. Velo is there. Not necessarily location, but, you know, he has been surprising.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected this heat from him.
Runner goes, and that one skips in the dirt. George will check up on his attempt to go home. And that one, the camera has fallen back. Jake McCoy fires this one low. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Wave. Emmett wave.
Maybe they can see us.
Nolan just waved. We could see Nolan there, and Nolan's waving again. The 2-0. In there, called strike.
Great pitch there. Really tied him up. Froze him.
Runner on second here. 10-3, Packers lead it. The pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2.
Haven't seen much breaking stuff from today. It's really all been fastballs, mixing in the four-seam and the cutter.
Thank you, Nolan, for fixing up our camera. Swing and a miss. Jake McCoy dishing out strikeout number 2 on the bump. This is probably the only time he will pitch for the Packers, as they don't have many non-league contests looming, and I think this is their second to last.
I don't know. I'm really hoping to see him again. I like his stuff. It's not too bad.
And he finds the strike zone there, 0-1.
Yeah, it really looks like these hitters cannot catch up to his four-seam fastball. The cutter's been the pitch that they've been having a lot of success with.
That one in there. Foul tipped on the check swing, so 0-2. McCoy looking to close things out here. Packers looking for a win. This one's outside, 1-2. Packers looking for a big win heading into tomorrow's doubleheader in Solano. This one fouled off of the helmet of Ladoff.
Velo's definitely dipping as this inning's going on. He's no longer hitting 92. Sitting more around 88, 89 now on his four-seam. To be expected with his limited experience pitching. McCoy deals. Fastball high. 1-2.
Packers in search of their 26th win. 2-2 with 2 down. McCoy fires, swing and a miss. Jake McCoy astoundingly strikes out the side. And the bench is happy as he heads back to the dugout. Packers will head back to the plate. It is going to be the top of the order. Souza, Cemetery, and Sutter due up when we come right back. Packers lead 10-3. And we're back. Alex Leopard will lead things off. Took a brief hiatus and now gonna lead things off instead of Jay Souza. I believe the Packers might have had Keegan O'Hearn in the outfield there, so now the DH spot becomes a pitcher's spot. So it seems like the Packers are going to go all position players on the mound. They might go O'Hearn on the mat. I would not be shocked if they go O'Hearn to close this game out. Packers leading 10-3. Last time we saw O'Hearn was on Wednesday.
I don't know if I'd call O'Hearn a position player. No one that throws 97, I'm really going to call that.
Well, he's a two-way player.
That I'll give you.
So bottom of the 8th. Packers leading off with Alex Leopard. We've got a new pitcher. That one is outside, but called a strike. 58 miles an hour. Got a new pitcher. He's not the hardest throwing guy.
Yeah, Velo definitely not impressing anyone here, but solid break. His slider's breaking about 2 feet to the right.
That one upstairs, 74, his hardest thrown pitch so far.
Yeah, looking at this guy between innings, looks like he throws a sinker, changeup, and a slider. Sinker sitting around mid to high 70s with the slider sitting in high 50s. So interesting to see how this turns out.
That one outside.
58 miles per hour there, just missing outside.
So it's an even count to the man from Sebastopol. Fun fact, Alex Leopard lived below my godmother for some of his life. Either below or next to her as Leopard crushes this one into right field. It's back there, just foul.
Yeah, middle slider there at 58 miles per hour. Looks like he just got ahead of it.
This is the Williams Astudillo of the BACL here. I'm sure you get the lore there, as that one's outside to Leopard. It'll be a full count. Williams Astudillo, La Tortuga.
Speaking Spanish to me?
No, La Tortuga. Do you remember the position player who pitched? La Tortuga, Williams Astudillo.
Can't say I do.
3-2. Swung on and driven. That's going back there on the warning track, and making the catch is Braden Wilson.
Yeah, ran it up with his four seam there at 73 miles per hour. Ended up going 326 feet, but just short on the warning track.
Now it is the man from Texas Tech, Antonelli Salvatore. Antonelli Salvatore now stands in. That fastball is in there for a called strike, painted on the outside part of the plate. Been a solid day for Antonelli. Homered back in the first. And we're out to his being player of the game. We outside 1-1.
Change up over there at 67 miles per hour there, so definitely mixing up the speeds, dropping a lot down from his 75 mile per hour fastballs.
The 1-1 with one out. The pitch, this one is driven foul off to the right. Now it goes 1-2 now.
Yeah, he's really getting these pitchers these batters to come ahead of these balls, just switching it from the slider to the four seam. Too great a difference in velo.
Pitch, and that one freezes him, 67 miles an hour, sits him down, and now it's going to be Logan Sutter.
Rough take there. Definitely a few inches inside the strike zone. That's what crowding the plate does to you.
One outside, 1-0. This one fouled off of his foot.
Dropping the velo down to 56 miles per hour there.
One with two down. The pitch. Breaking ball swung on and hit foul. On a break. So count goes 1-2 with two down. The pitch to Sutter. Outside. 2-2.
There's his changeup there. Missing way outside.
The 2-2 count with 2 down. The pitch in the dirt, 3-2. So Jacob French and J.C. Agard waiting on deck and in the hole. O'Hearn is sitting with his hat off. We'll see if they elect to go with McCoy. McCoy has his hat on, ready to go as Sutter walks.
Highest velocity of the day there at 75 miles per hour.
So 10-3, Packers lead it over the Concord Zephyrs.
One of my favorite walk-up songs here.
A little Soldier Boy, tell him. The pitch. That one is low. 1-0. The pitch. That one is clubbed into shallow center. And it's off the glove of Wilson. He can't believe it. They're going to hold Sutter up at third. And the throw to second is not in time. It'll trickle off the fence near first. Sutter will score. French is going to head to third. They'll hold him up there. So a run scores for the Pack on just a wild play.
Tough break for the Zephyrs right there. Adding insult to injury on this game.
2 errors. Tough one there. Error on the shortstop and on the center fielder. So Sutter works his way around the bases. 11-3. 2 errors there for the Zephyrs, and now it is J.C. Agard. Agard continuing his incredible summer. And it was just, a lot of people thought, all right, it's a hot streak. And then he simmered down a little bit, and then he turned into another hot streak, and then he simmered down a little bit, and then he turned into another hot streak. It is really, he's never really simmered down. He's only had a few off games. So that one's in the dirt. And today definitely hasn't been an off game. 2 for 4, homer and a single, scoring in both. Got 3 RBIs.
Always a fun guy to watch.
The 1-1. Agard grounds this one softly to short. Zavala collects. Throw on to first. Not in time.
Another error there. First
Yeah.
baseman just couldn't pick it out.
Yeah, Zavala's been a little short with those throws. And so French scores. It'll be 12-3 Packers. This is just the never-ending inning for the Zephyrs. 12-3 Packers lead it. 12 runs, 12 hits, no errors, or 1 error for the Packers. 3 runs, 6 hit, 4 errors now for the visiting Zephyrs. The pitch. Inside to French, he watches it, or excuse me, inside to Kim, he watches it by for a called ball 1. 1-0. And a fun night here in the Berg. Heart of wine country. Big wine country weekend here. 1-0. Falls in there for a called strike. 58 miles an hour, right down the middle. To be honest, I think I can throw my slider faster than that.
I don't know if I could throw a slider faster than that, but I think I could spike a ball in the dirt maybe a little faster. Wouldn't be accurate, but.
Everyone will have to wait and find out. We've got the intern combine coming up. The results will be posted next Thursday.
Yeah, I'm ready to strike out swinging on that tee.
That one is popped up on the warning track at the wall, and making the catch is Miles Clayton. That ball just kept on going. But the Zephyrs finally retire the sign. We will step aside. They're going to trot out. We'll see if they trot out to pitch. Nope, it will not be McCoy. They're going to send out, it seems, Keegan O'Hearn to pitch. Nope, we will have a new pitcher. It's going to be Luke Schott. When we come back, Packers lead at 12-3. Schott will look to close it out. And we're back. Luke Schott starts things off nicely with a called strike.
Yeah, he throws a four-seamer, cutter, slider, and will occasionally mix in a changeup.
Out of Ukiah, this one grounded. Sutter from deep third, got it! One down, two away for the Packers, being 26-2, cruising into game 29 and game 30 tomorrow. We'll be back next week right here at 6 p.m. on Tuesday for a 3-game series with the Medford Rogues.
Should be a good one.
It should. Shot out of Ukiah. Fires. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. He was the American Baseball Coaching Association's Pitcher of the Year in amongst junior colleges. All-American. And now in the University of Nevada, Reno. This one grounded sharply to second. Antonelli on the hop. 2 down.
Throws a changeup there. Haven't seen that from him this year.
Yeah, well, Schott, he's always mixing things up. Really athletic family. His sister, Kate, just enrolled at Santa Clara to play basketball. She's a graduate of Cardinal Newman. 2 down.
Did Schott go to Newman, Hugo?
He did not. He went to Ukiah. So differing, it was very different. A lot of the reason why Kate made the journey down from Ukiah to Cardinal Newman, they actually own a bakery who sponsors us. So shout out Schott's Bakery and Cafe. Part of the reason is Coach Monica Myrtle. Coach Myrtle has an incredible streak going. They've won the league 10 years in a row, and they have a league winning streak, I think, that's up to 190 games.
Wow.
Haven't lost a game in league in 13 years or so.
A little impressive there.
Yeah, that in there for a called strike. Kate got there. I started broadcasting and working with them in my 8th grade year when she was a freshman. She started her freshman year and was dominant and just has continued to be dominant. She wrapped up her more than 1,000-point career and what was, a fantastic career to watch. One of my favorite athletes to ever come through Cardinal Newman, and she was great. 3-1. Outside.
Hair outside there with the four-seam.
So runner on first now with Will Myers stepping up. 12-3, the score here. Packers win it. They will move to 26-2 on the year.
This batter here shares the name with San Diego legend Will Myers, one of my favorite baseball players of all time.
Funny enough, I chirped him once. I've chirped Will Myers back in 2021.
How dare you?
When the Padres played the Giants for the division. The Giants needed a win to win the division. This one up the middle. It'll get through into center field. The runners on first and second. But I've seen Will play at Petco. I've seen him play at AT&T Park, now known as Oracle Park. He's a legend. He is.
Was that the 2021 the year the Giants randomly spit out 100-something
Yeah,
wins?
107 wins. I was at the game. I was sitting on the arcade. Will Myers was in right field that game. Sitting in the arcade is a very underrated location.
I have not sat there at, is it Oracle or Petco you're talking about?
Oracle.
Yeah.
The arcade is fantastic, Oracle. Petco, I sat down the first base side when I went.
Yeah, that's great seats there. Next time you go, I'd recommend trying out the Petco porch over in right field. Incredible seats out there.
I was funny enough there when Freddie Galvis was on the team.
Okay.
0-2 with 2 down. The pitch from Schott. Did he go? Yes, he did! Ball game! Luke Schott closes it out. The man from Mendocino wins it for the Pack. 12-3 your final. Thank you all for joining us. Packers win it 12-3. They head to Solano tomorrow for a doubleheader for Jacob Janicelli, Nolan Brenner, Emmett Peterson, and myself, Hugo Traverso. It's been a wonderful day here in the Berg. The Pack win it 12-3. Thanks for joining us.